Today we're going to review how to add and subtract fractions and mixed numbers. The first example I'm going to do to show you, and then you'll be completing the try it problems. So when we're adding fractions with like denominators, you're going to keep the denominator, it's kind of telling you the size of the piece, and you're going to add the numerators. 4/9 plus 2/9 will give you 6/9. Then, like with any fraction problems, you want to make sure that you reduce your answer. Both these numbers are divisible by 3. So our final answer should be 2/3. Now on your worksheet, find problem number 1. You're going to copy the problem and complete it on your own. You'll want to pause the video so that you don't see the answer yet, and then you'll restart when you're done. The answer to this problem should be 6/12, which reduces to 1/2. How'd you do? Let's try adding fractions with unlike denominators. For 2/3 plus 2/5, you'll want to look for a common multiple of 3 and 5. So the multiple that would work would be 15. We're going to change both fractions to a denominator of 15. To do this, write your problem vertically. 2/3 plus 2/5. I want the denominators to be written as 15. So I'm going to look at what I can multiply 3 by to turn into 15. Well, that's 5. If I multiply the bottom by 5, the denominator, then I also have to multiply the numerator by 5 as well. That will give me 10/15. 5 times 3 will give me 15 for this second fraction. So 2 in the numerator also needs to be multiplied by 3, and that will give you 6. Now we have a problem like the first type. Common denominator, so keep the denominator and add the numerators. 10 plus 6 is 16. Now this one can't be reduced in the regular way, but it is an improper fraction. So you want to fix that and change it into a mixed number. 15 goes into 16 one time with a remainder of 1. And the denominator is still 15. Let's try one on your own. Find problem 2 on your worksheet, copy this, and pause the video so that you can try it on your own before I reveal the answer. Your answer should be 5/9. Check your work and fix it if you need to. Let's try adding mixed numbers. Again, you'll want to write your problem vertically. Here we do not have a common denominator, so just like in the previous problem, you need a common denominator for 9 and 3. So that would be 9 in this case. This one doesn't have to change, this first mixed number does not have to change at all. You can just recopy it. For the second mixed number, you're going to need to multiply by 3/3 so that you have your common denominator. So that would be 2 and 6/9. Now you can add your whole numbers and add your fractions. These have a common denominator, so you're going to keep that denominator of 9, add your numerators, which would be 7. So your final answer should be 10 and 7/9. Let's look at another one. We're going to start writing vertically again. 3 and 5/6 plus 1 and 1/3. We need a common denominator. In this case, 6 will work, so we will only have to change this second fraction. So we have 3 and 5/6 plus 1 and 2/6. Add your fractions and add your whole numbers. 7/6 and 3 plus 1 is 4. Now you can never have an improper fraction as part of a mixed number, so you're going to fix this improper fraction. 6 goes into 7 one time with a remainder of 1. Keep your denominator as 6. So that takes care of the 7/6, but you still have that 4 from out in front. So when we add those together, Your final answer should be 5 1/6. If that was a little tricky for you, rewind the video and watch it again. Then it's time to try one on your own. Pause the video, write down and complete the problem, and then press play again when you're ready to check your answer. Your final answer should be 6 5/12. Pause the video if you need to fix or check your work. All right, let's move on to subtracting. When you have a like denominator or common denominator, it works the same as addition. You're going to keep the denominator and subtract the numerators. This one does not reduce, so your final answer is 2/9. When you're subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, you're going to line up your problem vertically and get a common denominator, just like we did with the addition. So 2/3 minus 2/5. The least common multiple of 3 and 5 would be 15, so we're going to rewrite our fractions using denominators of 15. For 2/3, you're going to multiply by 5/5, and that would be 10/15. For 2/5, you're going to multiply by 3/3, and that will give you 6/15. Now make sure you subtract in a subtraction problem, don't add by mistake. 10 minus 6 is 4, and the denominator is still 15. In this case, we cannot reduce our answer, so it is 4/15. Time for you to try one. Find problem 4 on your worksheet and pause the video to try the problem on your own. Hit play when you're ready to check your answer. (3/4 minus 7/12 should give you an answer of 1/6. Don't forget you can pause or rewind if you need to check your work. Now let's try subtraction with mixed numbers. Again, here we do not have a common denominator, so you'll want to line your problem up vertically. 4 4/5 minus 1 3/10. Without that common denominator, we can't do this problem. So we're going to change the 4/5 into something with a denominator of 10. This multiplies by 2/2 to give you the equivalent fraction of 8/10. Don't forget about your whole number as well. And then this second mixed number we can keep since it already has a denominator of 10. Now subtract your fractions. They have a common denominator, so keep that denominator, and then 8 minus 3 gives you 5, and 4 minus 1 is 3. This can be reduced. Both 5 and 10 are divisible by 5, so your final answer should be 3 1/2. Time for you to try one. Line up your problem vertically, pause the video, and then hit play when you're ready to check your work. Your answer for try it number 5 should be 2 5/9. If you need to check your work, don't forget you can pause the video. Last type, you're almost done. Subtracting mixed numbers with borrowing. For this example, again, we do not have a common denominator, so line your problem up vertically. 5 1/6 minus 1 2/3. A common denominator that will work here is 6, and that lets us keep this first mixed number the same. On the second one, we're going to multiply by 2/2 for our fraction, and that will give us an equivalent fraction. And we'll have 1 4/6. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. I can't take this 1/6 and take away 4/6 from it. There's not enough there. So what you can do is borrow. You're going to take one of these 5 away. So that's going to leave me 4. And I'm going to break it into 6. That will give me an extra 6/6 because 6/6 is one whole. So now my new problem becomes 4 7/6 minus 1 4/6. And now I'm able to subtract like I did before. 7 6 minus 4 6 is 3 6, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Make sure you reduce your answers. These are both divisible by 3, so your final answer should be 3 1/2. Try number 6 on your own, pause the video, and check your answer when you're done. Your final answer should be 5 and 20/21. Pause if you need to fix your work. Now at the bottom of your worksheet, rate how well you feel like you understand adding and subtracting fractions and mixed numbers. Remember, if you give yourself a 1 or a 2 that you need help or you're only kind of okay, you can go back and fix your work.
Extension 2045, Mrs. McKellar.